Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. You are listening to another episode of The Hustle. The time of this recording is December 31st, the last day of the year. I am your host, Success Lewis, and this is a solo dolo project. Basically, I'm going to be freestyling, just talking about my experience of being in school for 7 years. But guess what? I made it. Or better yet, we did that because it took a team for me to get my bachelor's. Throughout this pandemic, I did not allow it to break me. You know what I did? I used this pandemic to focus. I want you guys to marinate on that. I used this pandemic to focus. And what I mean by focus, I mean focus on myself. I used this pandemic to elevate myself. I got a lot done. A lot of blessings came my way. Stop playing with me. I used this pandemic to focus. Because the people you go to school with, the people you work with throughout this pandemic, did they hit you up? Did they send you a text? They ain't do none of that. They wasn't for you. And that's why throughout my 7 years I've been in school, I networked with some folks. But at the same time, I was just in school to elevate. And I was primarily just focusing on myself. That's how you have to be in life. Because we live in a world where people don't like to share information. We live in a world where people are just for themselves. And people are around you for their own personal gain. So let's get into my schooling for 7 years. 7 years ago, I went to Wake Tech Community College in Raleigh, North Carolina. That semester from August to December 2013, it was a little rocky because I didn't have no equipment when it comes to just being in class and just seeing the board. A little about me. I am visually impaired, short for VI. So when I say VI throughout all my recordings, I'm referring to visually impaired. And if you check out my Cat Williams interview on youtube.com/musicdrumbeats, you will see what I'm talking about. I use assistive technology when I'm in the classrooms. And unfortunately, at that time, my counselor did not provide me with no equipment because I'm with a third-party agency. And it's their job to give me my equipment so I can have access in the classrooms. So 2 of my classes I passed, 2 of them I failed. But anyway, it was prerequisites. But still, it does count because I did prerequisites for a year and a half. So that, made me, that's why I've been in for school for 7 years. Besides that, I left Wake Tech and then I went to Central Piedmont Community College. I like that school a lot. I went there for 4 years. And I definitely, once I had a new counselor, I got all my equipment. And as of 3 years ago, of the time of this recording, I received my Associates of Arts. Basically, I did 2 years of general ed courses. From there, I transferred to UNC Charlotte, where I did a year and a half. That was a top-notch school. It's a PWI. Basically, it's a predominantly white institution. But the challenging part at that school, I couldn't pass one of the classes communication theory twice. So you have to change your major or basically just go to another school. And I tried changing my major to African Studies. I wasn't interested. So I ended up going to another school. So I was set back again for a semester. But it's cool though, because throughout them 7 years, I never took out a student loan. So I did good for myself. From there, I went to Johnson C. Smith University. And that school, they gave me everything I wanted. From an Acrobat Reader, and just other type of assistive technology. The people were great. And what I did like about my HBCU, I was around my people. I was around my people. Black. Everybody was cool, down to earth. But at the same time, I was new to them. They never seen a person like me. They had someone 10 years ago, but a lot of my folks, like in my age range, they wasn't there 10 years ago. So I was new to them. There were some challenges because in the beginning, they didn't know how to like assist me with certain things. And, you know, I get them questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? I'm used to it. I know how to answer it. But at the same time, I mean, it would be nice for a lot of the HBCUs to have more people with other type of disabilities or visual impairment. So when people do come to your school, you know, it'll just be a norm to them. You know, they'll be used to it. This is a little different, me talking to you guys. And I don't know if I'm talking too fast, talking too slow. But hopefully everything is going well. So basically, I passed all my classes. Unfortunately, I did receive my bachelor's for December 2020-ish, but unfortunately, we not having no commencement. So that commencement is going to be May 16th, 2021. I met some good people. Some people was around me for personal gain, but that's how the game go. Because, you know, you be around people. Oh, hey, success, you're nice, you this and that. And throughout this year, since everybody had to leave, like in March, a lot of them folks wasn't around when you hit them up. They just give you the same excuse. So that's why I said in the beginning, I just learned how to focus on myself. Because there's people that's for you, and there's people that's just around you for their personal gain. And that's how you got to just deal with people accordingly. I keep it pushing. For the ones that's thinking about going to school, or you know someone that's thinking about going to a PWI or HBCU, ask them what you want to do in life. Do you need education? Because now we live in a world where everything is in the palm of your hand. It's all about self-learning. Like a lot of things you can do today, you can self-teach yourself. But certain things you do need a degree. Because if you're going to be a doctor, I'm going to need you to have that degree. You want to go into the science, be like some type of biologist, you're going to need a degree. You want to be a lawyer, which we do need them. A counselor, you do need a degree. And there's other jobs, of course, you need a degree. But certain things, people want to go into like the communication field, depending on what it is, you can do that in the palm of your hand. As far as podcasting, there's a lot of platforms out here that are free. All you need is your cell phone and then upload, build up a little audience, and keep it going. That's all you need. Because, you know, me going into the communication field, throughout this pandemic, a lot of the radio personalities that I know and listen to have been laid off. Now what? And I would hate, like, a lot of people going to school, did X amount of years, they graduate and don't get no job. See, school is something else now. They always say, go to school, get a degree. But at the same time, they not looking at it like, what I'm trying to do in life, do I need a degree? Because there's a lot of people made it on YouTube, youtube.com. Look it up. So that's some of my advice. And there's pros and cons to PWI, HBCU. PWI, predominantly white institution. You know, you around a diverse of people. It's going to be a little strict, which is good. HBCU, you're going to be around your people. Everyone black. So that if you fail a class, there should be no excuse. Oh, my teacher didn't like me because I was X, Y, and Z. No, that's not the case. How can you say that when you at an HBCU, which you are black? Me going to HBCU, people have said that. And I'm like, I'm just listening because you're black. You failed because you didn't do the work. And don't be going to school because X, Y, and Z. A lot of folks, at my HBCU, I noticed a lot of the students didn't really take the education serious. And to me, I believe they was going just because their friends went. Which is cool, but at the same time, them and their parents is stuck with that at the end of the day. So that's some of my advice. Know why you going. Don't waste your time, because if you want to be, a media journalist, you can do that from the palm of your hand. Just build up enough content. Keep it going. Keep it pushing. Just do it every week. You got to stay consistent. One of my idols, and to further notice, Charlamagne, he always say, just do it. Meaning, you want to get into the podcast field, you want to start your own radio show. There's actual radio platforms where you can start your own radio show. Live 365. Blog Talk Radio. Some people know about it, some people don't. But now you know. You can start your own radio show on Live 365. Instead of doing 4 years of school and applying for a job, and next thing you know, they say something else. As I said, this is just a freestyle. My next episode is going to be more constructive, and I'm going to have everything together. So I hope you guys appreciate this episode, this solo dolo project. I am your host, Success, and you fellow folks, stay easy and be positive. I'm out.